Good morning and good day. Welcome back to Centize Unity Through Hypnosis, episode 11. Wow, today is a big day. Why is it a big day, you ask? Well, this week I had the lucky, I wouldn't say lucky, I would say grateful opportunity to put two beautiful souls through dragon healing. And it's only Thursday. So it's been a wonderful weekend, or week, I should say. Wonderful week. A lot of people, when I say dragon healing, they think I'm crazy. They're like, dragon healing. Yeah, right. Dragons aren't real. I'm here to tell you they're very much real. They are very much real. And to further explain what dragon healing is. So dragon healing it's a calming energy-based session that works with your subconscious mind and energetic system to gently clear emotional blocks, stored stress, and old patterns. And how it works, I put you in a deeply relaxed state. I tune into your subconscious and energetic field while channeling the healing energy from my own team of dragons. And from there, healing imagery and guidance arise naturally, helping your system release what it's ready to let go of. And how it can help you now? Well, it can help you feel calmer, lighter, more grounded. It can help you release emotional weight you've been carrying. It can help improve sleep and nervous system regulation. It can help you gain clarity around patterns, relationships, or life direction. And it can help you feel more connected to yourself and your intuition. Many people describe this experience as deeply soothing, emotionally freeing, and surprisingly practical, helping them feel more balanced in everyday life. And I'm here to talk about those two sessions that I've had this week. Usually, I started this journey off as a QHHT practitioner, and I still do QHHT sessions. But as I've worked on myself and improved my abilities, my healing abilities have expanded drastically. And more into who I am meant to be, right? So QHHT was the groundwork. It was the foundation, the platform for my hypnosis. And then I moved forward into creating healing through hypnosis, where I put you in a deep trance state, very much like QHHT. But instead of doing the past life regression, we go straight to the subconscious. And the subconscious can come through and leave a message for you, give you answers to questions you might have. It's literally just skipping the past life regression. Because what we were finding as we were doing QHHT sessions is not a lot of people were having any past life regression, because the subconscious takes you exactly where you need to go to learn the lessons you need to learn here and now. And there's so many of us here that are the generational karma breakers who are breaking all of the past life work. So all of that has been healed. So there's no need to go to the past. It's about moments in the here and now, which is why I was guided to create the healing through hypnosis. And after the healing through hypnosis was created, and I had done that numerous times with tremendous success, is whenever my dragons came into focus. My DNA was activated, my spine installed, my armor installed, and now I'm fully embodied in my dragon. And I love my dragons. They are so protective. They're with me always. And sometimes I can catch glimpse of my dragon, of my embodied dragon. I love watching his tail. He's got a really cute tail. I wish I could see my butt, my dragon butt, because I bet it's cute. So as the dragon healing has progressed, I now no longer need to put anyone into a deep state of hypnosis like I would with QHHT and healing through hypnosis. Because now I have the ability to channel your subconscious and work with your subconscious. And what happens is I act as the conduit for the energy. I have the expansion and the capacity to hold a lot of energy at once, including my dragons, my higher self, and your subconscious. So when someone comes in, we'll talk for a little bit. It's nothing, no length of any amount of talking, but we talk for a little bit. I get to feel like what needs to happen, where we need to go. Usually the subconscious tells me beforehand. And then I lay them down in the bed, and then I just gently walking them through grounding, cleansing, and shielding, and then allowing the energy to happen. Because that's the most important part, is we have free will. So you need to allow this energy to happen. And that's it. And they just rest comfortably with their eyes shut. And I always tell them too, if you fall asleep, that's okay. But I'm going to be very quiet. You will hear me breathing. I have to do some deep breathing as I go through it. And if I feel that they're awake, I will let them know when a certain part of their body is cleared. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. I love it. Anyways, this lady comes in on Monday. Beautiful soul. Immediately walks in. She's like, I'm a hugger. It's like, oh, me too. Let's hug. And she tells me, I used to have red hair as red as your beard. I was like, me too, until mine started falling out. But she was so wonderful. We sat down and we talked for about 45 minutes to an hour. And I could sense what needed to happen. And her team was talking through me, to me, while she was talking, letting her know, there's some things that she needed to do, some things that she needed to say that she had never said, that she was holding on inside. And when we hold all those emotions inside, that's whenever it starts to wear on the body. Because where do we store our emotions? We store our emotions in our belly. And sometimes we store them elsewhere. It just depends on what type of emotion you're storing, whether it be anger, whether it be grief. And everyone experiences trauma in their life. And I want that to be very, very clear. Everyone experiences trauma in their life. Why? This was the biggest thing I have had to learn since starting as an energy healer. I couldn't believe the amount of trauma that every person had experienced when I started doing QHHT. I was like, wow, this happens more often than we even realize. And then when I learned that, we create these contracts and we go through this trauma because this trauma needs to happen to mold you into who you need to be when you're older. So you can learn the lesson that you need to help you when you're older. But a lot of times we get stuck on that trauma. We hold on to that anger. We hold on to that frustration, to that grief. And we don't let it go. And that builds and that builds and that builds. And that it can cause GI upset. It can cause you needing knee replacements, hip replacements, losing cartilage in your hips. It could cause, a broken heart attack, a broken heart. You're holding all of that in. And this really helps you release that. So as we were talking, and I put her in the bed and got her through all the grounding, the cleansing, the shielding. And I told her, you might fall asleep and that's okay. But the energy was so strong. Her team came through so beautifully, really focused on the heart, the abdomen, and the legs. And what's interesting when I'm doing this is I have my eyes shut for about 95% of the time. I only open them to make sure that I'm not getting anywhere close to touching the client, but I like to keep my hands a couple inches from them, above them. And when I have my eyes shut, I can visualize the energy coming through me as the conduit and into the body. And I can just see it like a wave of light energy just pouring through the body. And this, when I'm focused on the heart, I can usually, when I know it's clear, I can see that energy wrap around the heart and just light the heart. And it'll be like this white light. That's when I know something is clear. And I also hear clear in my head, literally clear. It's wonderful. But I was focused on her heart and I could not see it. Could not see it. There were so many layers, so much built up. There was wall after wall after wall around the heart. Now, this isn't the first time I've had this happen with a client, but this one was extremely thick. And so what it's like when I'm pushing that energy through, it's like I'm taking a chisel with my hammer and I'm literally chipping away at the walls. And it's like, oh, one layer is done. Let's get to the next one. And I just keep chiseling until I can get to the heart. Because what I'm doing is I am releasing all of those blocks, all of those energetic blocks, emotional release, just everything that is stuck, stored stress, old patterns, all of it. I'm dissolving it. And when I got through, I was like, wow, that's amazing. And the client actually, she told me afterwards that she had been told before by, I can't remember whether it was a Reiki healer or another energy healer, that she's got 28-mile thick wall around her heart. So I loved hearing that because it was just confirmation of what I was seeing. But as I was doing the healing, you know, I try to pull it everything out the feet. All the energy that is not needed comes out the feet. What I didn't know, which I thought was absolutely beautiful, was when I was finished and I sealed in the healing, I like to create a blanket of energy, and I can see I just stretch it as wide as the client, and I literally just lay it on top of their energetic body. And I allow it to seal in the healing and absorb into their body. And when we were finished, you know, I told her, I was like, you can open your eyes when you're ready. And she joked and she said, no, I'm going to stay right here. She was so relaxed and felt so good that she didn't want to come wake up. But when she sat up in bed, she said it was crazy because she could actually see. She said she saw this like comic strip, as if she was standing there and like this comic strip of events just kept passing by. And the next thing you know, she was in a room talking to one person that she needed to talk to, that she had never said the things that she wanted to say off her chest. And she was telling them everything that she needed to say. And then she was in another room telling the next person that she needed to talk to that she never got a chance to say, releasing all of that and just speaking it out loud. And so what that told me is every time I was clearing something, her subconscious was showing her what was happening, what was being cleared. Isn't that incredible? Like it gives me absolute joy, absolute love and goosebumps to know that I can help a person in that way. And I said to her before we had even started the session, I said, you know, this thought popped in. And when a thought pops in, I know it's not, it's from either my team or hers. But I was like, have you ever just stepped into a room and just pretended like the person was there and just say what you needed to say? Just get it off your chest. Every single thing. And I told her, I said, you might find that you'll start crying or you might start ugly crying. And that's okay. Just keep talking and keep crying, because crying, when your body cries, it's releasing those emotions, releasing that stored stress. And then when you can release it, you'll feel lighter. And then the most important part is the forgiveness, because then you're able to forgive them. And the forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. It's to set you free. You release that emotion in any way that is meant for your body. You say the things, you get them off your chest, you release that emotion, and then you forgive. And you take your own power back. They no longer hold that power over you. It's incredible. She, of course, left feeling absolutely wonderful. And I'm just so excited for her. I can't wait to hear from her. And the best part was, and I couldn't get over this when she told me, she's 80 years old. 80 years old. Just goes to show that this is for everyone. Now, the second person I did this week was a dear friend of mine. And she came in, and I've known her for a while. I actually met her through QHHT. When I started my practice and I was doing these free sessions to build, my practice and to get the word out, she was one of my free clients. And I actually had done 2 sessions on her. And I never do a repeat session on someone unless the subconscious asks for it. But something felt different with her. Something felt so different that I felt like I've known her my entire existence. And I truly believe that she is soul family, because she is so incredibly supportive of everything that I do and is always there. And ironically only lives 7 minutes down the road. But anyways, she came over and we were chatting for a few minutes beforehand. My wife was showing her some of her cricket stuff, and I want to make this known that the whole time that she was here before the session started, she was not coughing. Okay, you're probably wondering, why am I saying this? But you understand, she was not coughing. I get her into the room and get her laid down in bed, and she tells me that, oh, she's just coming from having a cough, but it's much better than it used to be. I said, oh, okay, great. Now again, she hadn't coughed. So she had some questions about how this was going to work, and I answered them and walked her through grounding, cleansing, and shielding. And I told her that I'm going to be quiet. You might hear me breathe, and I'm going to focus. Now, her session felt very intentional. The energy was very focused. And probably because she's already had so much healing, because she's done everything with me. Literally, the QHHT twice, and the healing through hypnosis, and then now the dragon healing. So we start, and I'm pushing the energy through her body, and I'm getting nudges to focus on her chest. And as I'm focusing on her chest, she starts coughing. Like, really coughing. And she's like, oh, and she keeps apologizing. I'm so sorry. I thought I was almost over this. And then I'm like, it's okay. Just keep coughing. You're good. And I keep working the energy through her body, listening to her subconscious. Go to her crown, go down to her third eye, into her throat, and she's still coughing. Now, I remind you, she was not coughing beforehand. She was really coughing. Like I was about to stop and get her some water. And I was afraid she was going to like choke, but she, it kept, and I kept watching her, kept making sure like she was okay. And she would like stop, and then she would start coughing again. So that told me that she was releasing everything that was coming out. And the body will use whatever it can to release the emotions, right? Some people release it through having to go to the bathroom. Some people release stored things by crying. Some release it by vomiting. I've not had that experience, thank gosh, because I'm a sympathy puker. Others, it happens by coughing. And she had already had a cough, a slight cough for a while. So naturally, this was easy. But it was also in the lungs. It was in the chest because that's where the energy was focused, was in the chest. So she had a lot of clearing of stored stress and emotions from the chest. And when it clears from the chest, it's got to come out. So it was coming out by her coughing. Amazing, right? I know she probably didn't think it was amazing at the time, but it was amazing for me. And then I'm working down her legs, and I get little nudges like in my hands, like they're like pulling my hands certain directions. And I get a nudge over top of the right knee. And I said to her, I said, they're having me focus on your right knee. And I didn't know anything about her knees, but she told me when she got home that her knees have always popped, but her right has been popping more than her left. And I thought that was interesting. She said they've always popped since childhood, and her mom's had popped as well. So I'll be really curious in how her knees progress moving forward. But the knees, anything with the legs, the hips, the knees, the feet are about movement, about direction, right? It could be you're not moving in the right direction, or you're ready to move in the right direction, but part of you is not quite letting go, or is part of you is just holding you back. And the fact that her knees were just popping tells me that she is moving in the right direction, but part of her is holding herself back. So I'll be curious to see how that clearing helps her to move forward. And the one thing that we have to do as souls is remember that we're here to create. And when we create, that's when we come from our truest form of authenticity. Because the core of energy is love and authenticity. And she's been creating a lot. She's been working with resin. She got a cricket for Christmas. She's creating stuff with a cricket. She's painting again. And I know she does write some poetry. Like, wow. She's come so far, and I am so beyond proud of her and truly honored to call her family. Truly. Today I actually heard from her, and she said that she woke up much easier than she has been able to in the past. And she feels incredible today. She's excited and joyous and happy for what's to come today. And you know what? Today we have rain all day long. And we have this atmospheric river coming in, and we just have rain all day long. And a lot of people will, attribute their day to how the outside world looks. Like it's raining. Oh, it's going to be a gloomy day, right? No. What you have on the inside reflects your outer world. Just because it's raining doesn't mean you have to be gloomy. It just means it gives you a moment to pause and rest and focus on yourself and do something creative, something that brings you joy. This is our time to stay indoors and do the thing that brings you joy, whether it be a coloring book. You could watch a movie. You could paint. You could do a crossword puzzle or do actual puzzles or make candles, whatever it is. Just as long as you're creating and it brings you joy, that's all that's important. But that is what my dragon healing does. And I can't wait for more people to hear about my dragon healing so I can share it with the world, because more people need to know about it. It's so helpful. It's so, so helpful, and can do things that, doctors can't give you a pill for. And with every pill you take, there's a side effect. And then that side effect needs another pill. And then that pill has a side effect that side effect needs another pill. And then there's a domino effect. Your body doesn't need any of it. You just need to listen to what your body's trying to tell you. Your body can heal itself. Never needed doctors. But that's just something we've been made to believe. And we're slowly getting back to that. People are waking up and remembering. And it's beautiful. And I love it. So I just wanted to say thank you again for listening to a wonderful, wonderful episode. I really enjoy recording these sessions. Well, these sessions, these episodes. They're so much fun. I really do, and I love sharing it with the world. And I truly hope it brings you as much joy as it does me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Whether you're listening to this today, whether you're listening to this on a weekend or whenever. But I hope it's absolutely magical and everything you always wanted. With much love and much thanks.